Coming soon to Midship Cinema, the story of two largely forgotten Cunard sisters. In 1997, I ventured to a Ukrainian shipyard to document the fated Leonid Sobanov, which was launched by Lady Churchill in 1954 as Cunard Line's Saxonia. With her distinctive domed funnel, she was the first in a quartet of handsome intermediate liners designed for Cunard's Canadian run between Liverpool and Montreal. In 1963, Saxonia was rebuilt into the stylish cruise liner Carmania. She boasted full air conditioning, bathrooms in every cabin, and a sprawling lido with a heated kidney-shaped pool. Her restyled public rooms were designed by Jean Monroe, affectionately known as the Queen of Chintz. In 1971, as Cunard began to modernize its fleet, Carmania was laid up, and in 1973 she was sold to the Soviet-owned Black Sea Shipping Company, who renamed her Leonid Sobanov after the famous opera singer and actor. Laid up at the same shipyard within sight of her sister, the Fedor Shalyapin was completed in 1955 as the Ivernia, the second ship in Cunard's post-war Canadian quartet. In 1963, she too received an extreme makeover, becoming the green-hulled cruise ship Franconia. Like the Carmania, she boasted chic new public rooms designed by Jean Monroe. In 1971, Franconia was laid up with her sister until being sold to the Soviets, who renamed her after another legendary opera singer and actor, Fedor Shalyapin. After long and varied careers under the hammer and sickle, numerous charters, and even trooping duties, these two old ladies' next destination would be the scrap heap. But before the inevitable, let's go aboard and explore these long-lost treasures from the Cunard archives. Save for the Queen Mary, these were the last largely unaltered traditional Cunard liners still afloat. The same shipyard, John Brown & Company, built the first Queen Mary and Queen Elizabeth and the Coronia, and so many more, up to the much more modern QE2. And just like the Queen Mary, their wheelhouses were filled with museum-quality brass fittings, like Siemens double-headed telegraphs and brass steering stations from John Hastie & Company. The irony is, at the time this was shot, I had no idea that I would be salvaging most of the Shalyapin's bridge from the scrappers. And look at those John Brown builder's plates, still there after 40 plus years. There was one quick way to tell the difference between the sisters, as the Sobanov had round windows 2 decks below her bridge versus the rectangular windows on the Shalyapin. From the tips of those long graceful bows to their once elegant but weather-worn and decaying lidos, and their faded but largely unchanged interiors, this is a story of two grand old ladies in their dotage. So grab that virtual flashlight and join me as I walk the decks of the Leonid Sobanov and Fedor Shalyapin. Or if you prefer, the Saxonia Carmania and the Ivernia Franconia, the last classic Cunarders with proper names ending in IA. You can see the Shalyapin from the Sobanov, or the Sobanov from the Shalyapin, or both from a tug that we hired to circle the two. This was yet another life-affirming adventure, thanks to the kindness of my Ukrainian friends, back when there were classic ships worth chasing. The full story is coming soon to Midship Cinema.